Alrighty, everybody, and welcome to ERC NASCAR. Live from Sparta, Kentucky at Kentucky Speedway. Tonight is week 10 of ERC NASCAR for the Quaker State 200 from Kentucky Speedway. 134 laps tonight with 4 additional sets of tires, no fast repair. Stages at the end of laps 40 and 85 at this 1.46 mile D-shaped oval. .74-degree ambient temperature with an 86-degree track temp. 6-mile-an-hour winds as well. We're just a few minutes away from the end of the practice session. Tonight, though, we continue our in-season tournament as we begin round number 2 from that tournament. Looks like we've got about 22 drivers in the session so far. Let's take a look at the times. A few fast times in the 30.0s. Leading the way, though, so far is Fontaine as he is spinning loose. A 30.081, though, for the 17. Tyler Helsel on pit road right now has the second fastest time at a 30.096. And rounding out the podium time is Brandon Biddy in the 2 car. He's got a 30.098. As Biddy goes back out on the track, see if he can get some more time there. 4th fastest is Chris Walsh in the 83, a 30.102. Top 4 all within 0.02 of a second. And rounding out the top 5 of those drivers is Jose Mercado in the 41. Although 30.145, just over half a second slower than the fastest time. Half a tenth, rather. As he loses it into the grass there. And Fontaine just picked up some more time out there on track, now down to a 30.038. Trying to find sub 30-second time is the 17. That'll be a great qualifying effort for him if he can get that sub 30, but I know that he's got a little bit of drafting help there as well. Just a couple minutes left in practice, so see if anybody else can shave off time. Good to see CD Mangrum out on track as well. Haven't really been able to see much of him so far this season, as he's had some technical difficulties getting the car going earlier on this season, and it's good to see him out here in the number 1. Right now, 9th fastest with a 30.388. Now down to 10th fastest as Nolan Leclerc gets himself up into the top 10 fast times. Nobody really able to pick up any time in the top 10. Chris Romano, 6th fastest. We'll jump to his car. That's not him, that's him in the 51. He's sitting with a 30.168 fast time. Ooh, caught the wall that time off of turn 2. That'll be something to watch. Got to be careful in turn 2, and then the oddity that is turn 3. Higginbotham in the 45. He's going to hit the wall off of turn 2 that time. But he's 7th fastest right now with a 30.210. And Adam Williams, two-time winner this season in the number 54. His first lap out there was a 30.297. And we won't know if it got any faster because practice is over. So we're going to go to the qualifying session here in just a second. See who the first one out on track is. It is going to be 17 of Fontaine. Trying to get heat in those tires. Justin Lanier out there in the 25 as well as Jose Mercado. See what Mercado can do. We'll pull up the board as Fontaine should be the first one to cross the line here. He and Lanier both at the same time. Mercado with the fast lap so far with a 3:05. As Tomlinson and Adam Williams both jump up to the top with a 30.1 for both of those drivers. Biddy up there as well. Bunch of movement here at the top of the running order. Fontaine, a 30.153. Mercado improves to a 305. We'll see what Romano can do. And now Andrews up to the top of the board with an 052. 97 leading the way right now. Here comes Romano's second lap. And he's up to P4 with a 154, 1/1000th behind Fontaine. And Andrews does not elect to take a second lap. '24 of Gregory Vadnais out there on his second lap. I think he took a soft tap into the wall there on the first lap. His lap here does not have a time on there either for the 24 car. Tyler Helsel out on his first lap right now in the number 5. Three-time winner for the 5 car. His first lap is a 14th fastest so far with a 30.558. Definitely suspect he can get that time down. He was running the top. Building heat in the tires and momentum. We'll see what lap 2 is for the 5. As he comes down, cuts that tri-oval as much as he can. Might have caught the grass there. Didn't, though. A 136 puts the 5 up to P3. 1 minute left in qualifying. Chris Walsh looks like he's going to have a go at it. He's got about 1 minute to do so, 50 seconds. He may not have enough time to get a lap completed, actually. Yeah, he's not going to have enough time, unfortunately, for the 83, so he'll be sitting at the back of the field. So with that, we will go to a short break as we get the drivers through their drivers' meeting, and we'll be right back in just a little bit with the starting grid for tonight's race. All right, everybody, we're back with the starting grid here for the Quaker State 200. Starting on the pole for this evening is our friend from Australia, Jack Andrews in the number 97, with Adam Williams in the number 54 starting in second. Row 2 is going to have the 5 of Tyler Helsel and Bryce Fountaine in the number 17. Rounding out the top 5 and on the inside of row number 3 is Chris Romano in the 51, with Mason Tomlinson rounding out that row in the 6th position. C.D. Mangrum will start row number 4 on the inside in the number 1, with Brandon Biddy in the number 2 in the 8th position on the outside of row 4. Row 5 has the 6 of Nolan McClurg and Jose Mercado rounding out the top 10 here in the 41. Row 6, the 88 of Joseph Hebert on the inside, and the 43 of Ryan McClurg in 12th. Continuing on down the running order. Starting in 13th, Paul Jr. in the number 38, and Ryan Koch in the 07, running out row 7. Row number 8 has the 25 of Justin Lanier and Ty Higginbotham in the 45. The 00 of Corey Rayner will start 17th this evening, with Raymond Bell in the 26 in 18th. And the final 4 drivers for the evening: Chris Walsh starting 19th in the number 83, who's shown a lot of speed this season and through the midway point of it, with Gregory Vadnais in the 24, starting in 20th. Final 2 drivers in the final row of the race tonight: Troy Burke in the 47 on the inside, and Josh Hawk in the 69. Shotgun on the field, P22. The field getting out on track. Headed down the backstretch with the green walls of Kentucky Speedway. The last race here for NASCAR was in 2020, where Cole Custer got the Cup Series victory. Who's going to add their name here in ERC NASCAR to the list of drivers who've won at this track. .40 laps, stage 1. Andrews has control of the field as they go into the restart zone. Eyes towards the green flag. And the flagman throws the green flag. We are racing from Kentucky Speedway. And the outside lane of Adam Williams actually getting the better jump off the rip as he takes over the race lead out of turn 2. No black flags being thrown by the flagman. So it looks like Williams will be set for now. He has control of the race right now. As he gets back down into turn 1, Fountaine diving deep to the inside. And he'll slide up in front of Andrews. Helsel will also find his way up into the top 3 as Andrews, the pole sitter, falling back to 4th. Andrews going to be side by side with the 4 of Tomlinson, who's up into the 5th position and looking to crack into the 4th spot. As he will make that happen. Andrews kind of falling here early on. Fast lap of the race there for Fountaine with a 30.32 so far. Fountaine still does sit in that 2nd position. He's looking to the inside of the 54, though. They'll be door-to-door through the tri-oval, and Fountaine will have the advantage along the inside as Williams will concede the lead for now to the 17. As Fountaine ran the fastest lap of the race again, this time down to a 30.26. Williams looking to battle back along the inside. The 54 has the quarter panel. And Fountaine, a great job battling back around the outside. That tricky turn 3 and 4. Well, Fountaine does a good job in that corner, and it will maintain the race lead for now. Back here, Nolan McClurg and Jack Andrews battling in the top 5. As McClurg around the outside has a little bit of an advantage with the momentum, and he will clear Andrews, your pole sitter, for that 5th spot. Chris Romano, the next car, trying to find his way by. It's like a big battle back here with a bunch of drivers. Biddy leading C.D. Mangrum, Joseph Hebert, and Ryan McClurg. These guys will finally get single-filed out. But Biddy right now, not sure if he's holding these guys up behind him or not, but he is maintaining for now. Fountaine and Williams still side by side. It's a battle for the race lead once again. This time, Williams around the inside as Fountaine trying to get tight to that quarter panel of the 54. Williams will clear off of turn 2. Fountaine back to P2. Lots of movement here early on. Nolan McClurg in the 6th, looks to the outside on Mason Tomlinson for 4th. Little scrape of the wall around the outside as well. Lots of speed carried off of turn 2, though, and McClurg will jump up to P4. He's charging hard right now. 5 spots on the race so far, up for the 6th. Couple other drivers in the back of the pack right now working their way forward is Vadnais and Chris Walsh. Both those guys up 4 spots off the start of the race. They now battle for the 15th position. Chris Walsh just took that away from the 24. Hebert around the outside. Biddy loose. He caught it, though. Lost a lot of time as he's going to be falling all the way back to 13th as of right now, but still a lot more to go as Mercado going to go around the outside here as well. Cloud cover coming in. And Chris Walsh looks to the inside on Brandon Biddy as well. The 83 up another spot. As he has the speed to carry off the exit of 4. But the crossover from Biddy. Looks like Biddy not ready to give away that position yet. Back out front, Helsel still running in 3rd. And for now, it seems like content in that final podium position. Nolan McClurg's charge towards the front has kind of stalled a little bit behind the 5. As McClurg's hovering around that 3 to 4 tenths of a second back from Helsel. And Andrews is starting to move back forward towards the front of the field as well. Still sitting in 6th position. Hasn't fallen any farther back than that, but he is starting to gain ground on Tomlinson as Mason is starting to fall back to the 97, the pole sitter. Ooh, some smoke coming off of either the 5 or the 6. I couldn't tell who hit the wall there going into turn 1. Somebody did, though. Back here around the backside of the top 10, Mangrum in 8th. Hebert and Ryan McClurg, rather, starting to gain ground on the 1, trying to find their way farther forward. Biddy and Chris Walsh still battling back here for the 14th position. Looks like Josh Hawk going to get involved in that, the number 69 as well. Thinks better of going 3 wide. They were almost offset 3 there. Higginbotham trying to insert himself in that battle as well. And it looks like Biddy will clear. And Josh Hawk looks to the inside. Chris Walsh with a big charge around the outside with all that momentum. And the charge forward continues for Josh Hawk now, who's up 7 spots on the start of the race to 15th. A lot of entry speed carried there by Hawk as he was trying to chase down Biddy. Back out front, though, Williams leads the way still on lap number 17. No real tight battles going on the track. Battle between Fountaine and Helsel, the closest that I can see. Never mind, there's another one back here as Ryan McClurg closes in on Hebert. Spoke too soon. As there's a couple battles right there. Ryan Koch right behind that battle for the 9th spot is in one with Jose Mercado as well. It seems like Fountaine now falling back to the 5 as Helsel has closed in. Back here for that battle for 9th, Ryan McClurg did get by Hebert as he starts to run away from them. And moving forward towards C.D. Mangrum, who's in front. Right there, Ryan Koch looks to the outside of the 88 as Jose Mercado stays in line behind Hebert. Ryan Koch trying to get by Hebert into the top 10 for the first time today. Also trying to follow some of the battles in the in-season tournament. A somewhat close one right now is Chris Romano and Ryan McClurg. McClurg is 2 spots back from Romano right now as the 51 sits in 7th. You can see there, right, a couple cars right behind him is the 43 of McClurg. That one's the closest on track right now. We'll continue to monitor some of those, though, as the race goes on. Just over halfway through the first stage here from Kentucky. Tight battle right here for the 10th spot is Ryan Koch and Jose Mercado duke it out there. Down here into turn 3, Mercado should have the advantage on the inside. Maybe a crossover opportunity for Koch. As there goes Mangrum down pit road. One of the first few to go down pit road is Mangrum and Higginbotham. They'll get the undercut here. That looks like a pretty quick pit stop for both of those guys. Gas and go for the 1 and 45. 13 laps in the first stage to go. Looks like Andrews in the 97 coming down pit road. Nope, never mind. That's a blink. There's Andrews. He's coming down pit road this time. Yeah, so Fontaine has gained that advantage over Helsel back out about a second over the third place driver. And Williams coming down pit road this time by leaves the lead to Fontaine. Romano going to follow down the race, the former race leader. And there's an incident. Mercado is sideways on the track. Not sure what happened to Lanier there either, after the fact. Let's see if we can figure out what happened with Jose. Down into turn 3 and 4. See the bobble. And the car just breaks out on him. Up into the outside wall. Not too bad on damage. Wow, that was tight there. For whatever car I think that was Mangrum around the outside, potentially. Yeah, Mangrum going around the nose of his teammate in Jose Mercado. And then I don't know what happened to Lanier here. Or just got loose. 25 just got loose coming back up onto the track. Nothing too bad there for Lanier. Yeah, so the 4 drivers who were down pit road, they'll get the wave around. Fontaine leading him down pit road, and looks like Adam Williams didn't get to his pit box. And Mason Tomlinson going to get out in the race lead with a quick stop. So Andrews will get the wave around there. Looks like he's the only one to take the wave around. And Mangram's still sitting on pit road. So he'll go down a lap. Another lap, actually. That's 2. And Mason Tomlinson out to the race lead here. It'll be a 6-lap run to the end of stage 1. Pace car diving down pit road. Field in the hands of Tomlinson. And into the restart zone. Flagman throws the green flag, and it is a great jump there on the inside for both Helsel and Tomlinson, as Fontaine will have to drop down in 3rd. Oh, and Biddy. Not sure exactly what happened to him, but I thought I saw some contact to the inside wall for the 2. Unfortunate for Biddy, but out front, Tomlinson trying to hold off Helsel. Helsel has the inside down here into turn 3. Both the drivers up the track a little bit. And Helsel has the advantage down here through the tri-oval. Helsel out to the race lead. I believe that's the first time he's been out there tonight. Fast lap of the race now for Nolan McClurg, 30.15. For the driver in fifth. Now fourth. In the number 6 car. Helsel leading the way, 3 to go in stage 1. Adam Williams, who's led a lot of the race so far, up to the 6th spot after the pit cycle. Two to go in stage 1. Fontaine trying to chase down Helsel for the stage win. One to go in stage number 1. Nolan McClurg in the 6th, now up into the 3rd spot. Knows the 17 right to the back bumper of the 5. It's going to take a hard charge by Fontaine down here into turn 3. He gets tight to that yellow line. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, though. Stage number 1 going to go to Tyler Helsel in the number 5. As the caution flies, Helsel, Fontaine, Nolan McClurg, Ryan McClurg, Mason Tomlinson. Adam Williams ends up 6th with Paul Jr. 7th, Troy Burke 8th, Raymond Bell number 9th, and Joseph Hebert rounding out the top 10, getting those stage points. Looks like everybody coming down pit road here. Except for a couple. Nolan McClurg and Ryan McClurg both stay out. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the start of stage 2. All right, everybody double filed up. Nolan McClurg in the 6th, leading the way. He'll have control of the restart. Long drive into the restart zone. And he'll rip away on the inside. Great jump for both drivers as stage number 2 is underway. Adam Williams made a great move through the inside of the 45 and the outside of the 43. And he'll jump up to the 3rd spot. Higginbotham into the outside wall there. And right now, Fontaine kind of caught right behind the duo of Higginbotham and McClurg. Fontaine going to look around the outside. Of McClurg. Now Higginbotham up in front of the 17. That looked like a hard shot for the 45 to the outside wall that time. Really redirected the car. But Fontaine up to the 5th spot. Fastest lap of the race that time for Nolan McClurg with a 30.14. He's built up about a half a second lead over Tyler Helsel in the 5. A lot of drivers side by side, including Ryan Koch and Mason Tomlinson. Koch, though, we'll get that all figured out down into turn number 1. Most of the field has gotten it all single filed out. Oh, and there's somebody sideways. Raymond Bell. Big time damage for the 26. Tagged by Mercado into the wall, just loses it there again. Maybe a little bit of damage for Lanier, but a hard shot for Raymond Bell to the outside wall. We'll see what he does this time around as he's getting caught back up to the field. Only a few drivers going down pit road. Fontaine, surprisingly, one of them. Looks like just topping off on fuel. right, here we go. Here's a battle for the in-season tournament. Got Paul Jr. right now sitting in the 8th spot. And Jack Andrews right behind him in the number 97. As he disappears for a second. There he is. But Andrews now in the 9th spot. That is a battle for the in-season tournament right now. All right, McClurg and Helsel front row. Nolan with control. And down into the restart zone they go. Inside gets a great jump. Helsel, though, able to stick to the quarter panel. As there goes Williams to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead immediately. And the guy who's led a lot of the race will jump back out to the race lead once again as Adam Williams takes him 3 wide down into turn 1 and rips away to the race lead once more. A lot of people hitting the wall there off of turn 2. Mason nose to tail with Ryan McClurg in the 43. Andrews side by side with Josh Hawk for 8th. And he'll make that pass happen. Up in front, Mason Tomlinson gets by Ryan McClurg back into the top 5 for the 4. And back here, Paul Jr. and Jack Andrews. That, again, is a battle for the in-season tournament. And the caution's out once again. Joseph Hebert involved. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to him. Tagged by the 24. Hard shot to the outside wall for Hebert. And that will probably be the night for Hebert. Heavy nose damage for the 88. Yeah, he's still on pit road. If I had to guess, likely the night. But yeah, contact between himself and the 24. Let's see if we can figure out exactly what happened here. So Vadnais does come up a little bit. But not much. Definitely a flat entry for Vadnais. I think that's part of the reason why this happens. But Hebert also down into the 24 a little bit as well, but a very hard shot to the outside wall. Destroys the right front and the nose of that car, 100%. This time around, Fontaine and Romano staying out. That'll get Lanier a lap back as well. Two cars out of the race so far. Hebert and Mangrum. Not sure what happened to Mangrum earlier on. With that recto from Hebert, he will be eliminated from the in-season tournament as Fontaine was his opponent in this round. So Fontaine will be moving on. Another auto move on is Adam Williams, as Mike Fahey did not make the race tonight, so he will be knocked out, and Adam Williams will move on to the next round. Our next race of the in-season tournament will be the Chicago Street Course. So that'll be the regular season finale on January 9th. That'll be our first race of the new year. All right, Fontaine has control of the field here. And he took the inside lane into the restart zone. He will rip away on the inside, as will Adam Williams. And Mason Tomlinson will actually get side by side with Romano for third, and he will clear for P3 as well. Williams looks to the inside on Fontaine for the race lead. Seems like a little bit of a bobble there off of turn 4. Fontaine will maintain the race lead for now, but Williams looking hard around the inside. He will get that taken care of, and Adam Williams back out to the race lead. Nolan McClurg sits in the 5th spot. Looks like he was being challenged there by Higginbotham in the 45. About to be halfway here in stage number 2. Higginbotham sits in 6th. Jack Andrews up to the 7th spot. Mercado being challenged there by Helsel for the 9th spot. Helsel nose to tail with Mercado in the 41. There goes McClurg looking to the inside on Chris Romano. Romano the slight advantage down here through the front straightaway as he runs the outside lane. Continuing to run the outside. McClurg not able to make the pass yet. Down here in 3 and 4, should be able to. And McClurg able to make the pass happen. Higginbotham and Romano going to be door to door now. Oh, and Higginbotham up the track. Romano was able to get clear, and now Chris Walsh making a move to the inside on Higginbotham. Lots of battling going on right here. Helsel in the mix, as well as Mercado and Andrews. Offset 3, it'll be cleared up for just 2 wide there as Helsel looks to the inside now on Andrews. He'll get clear of Mercado. Higginbotham still trying to hold around the outside of Chris Walsh. Offset 3 now there for Walsh, Andrews, and Helsel. Down into turn 1. Higginbotham clear of Walsh. And it looks like Andrews going to fall back here as Helsel will be clear of him. Now 2 wide with Andrews on the outside for Helsel. Ryan McClurg gets a tag on the back bumper of Mercado, getting him a little bit loose. And a lot of the hecticness of that little bit of battling there in the mid-pack seems to have, for the most part, cooled off a little bit. Still some battling going on. Right now, Helsel looks to the inside on Higginbotham for 6th. Hard to pass in these next-gen cars. And Helsel will make the pass happen down there in turns 1 and 2. Helsel back up to P6 after the pit cycle. And for the most part, everybody now single file through the mid-pack. Mercado looked to the inside on Paul Jr. A little bit of momentum there for the 38 down through the front straightaway. Everybody following everybody else into the wall there as they get ready to come out through the tri-oval and down into turn 1. Mercado clear on Paul Jr. Now Paul dealing with Josh Hawk on the inside in the number 69 car. As Hawk looks to the inside, he will not be clear, but will still remain door to door with Paul Jr. for that 12th spot. Romano and Helsel side by side for the top 5 as the 5 car makes quick work of Romano. Back into the top 5 for Tyler Helsel. Out front, Adam Williams still leading the way with Fontaine in hot pursuit for 2nd. With Mason Tomlinson sitting on the final step of the podium right now in the 4. Nolan McClurg, though, giving chase. Romano and Higginbotham side by side. Romano having the inside, Higginbotham around the outside for that 6th spot. Looks like Higginbotham might have the advantage down here on the front straightaway, but hitting the wall once again. He will get clear down here through turns 1 and 2. Andrews around the outside will have some momentum down the back stretch. Looking to get by Romano. 3 and 4 is a different ball game. The inside lane is king down here in 3 and 4. Too much speed, though, from Andrews. He will get by Romano for P7. Romano now under attack by Chris Walsh. Some Chris-on-Chris action here. Chris Walsh also having to deal with Ryan McClurg right on the tail. Almost contact between the 43 and 83. Oh, Jose getting the back end of the 83 and upsetting that car as Ryan McClurg will go by. Dooring the 83 as well off of into turn 3 and 4 is Mercado. Andrews and Romano still battling side by side. Romano on the far inside with Andrews ripping around the top. Both those guys have Higginbotham right in front of them as well. 10 to go in stage 2. Now 9 to go. Andrews looks to the inside now. He's gotten clear of Romano. Andrews and Higginbotham battling for 6. Higginbotham, though, chopping out in front of Andrews. Will clear the 97 on the front straightaway. The mid-pack is very interesting right now here from 6th. Pretty much all the way back here to the 14th spot with Ryan Koch. I mean, everybody right here single file trying to find where they fit in the mid-pack. Once again, Andrews and Higginbotham battling at the front of this group for that 6th spot. Andrews will make the pass happen this time down into turn 3 as Higginbotham will fall back to 7th. Romano and Ryan McClurg side by side now. Romano will have the advantage around the outside, though. He'll clear Ryan McClurg down here into turn 3. Now McClurg and Mercado side by side. Speed in favor for Mercado that time as he'll clear McClurg. And now Chris Walsh around the inside on Ryan McClurg. McClurg will get clear of Walsh. And now another battle ensues there for Walsh as Paul Jr. looks to the inside for the 11th spot. Josh Hawk enters the battle as well. Three to go here in the stage, and Adam Williams still leads the way. The top three pretty well decided as to where they're going to be finishing in this stage. Top four, really. Nolan McClurg kind of secure there as well, but he does have Helsel slowly creeping in on that spot. 2 to go this time by. He should be secure with that 4th spot. Helsel not out of the clear, though, for that 5th spot. Andrews closing fast. One more time around here for Adam Williams, who leads the way. Andrews ripping the wall. Don't think he's going to have enough to get by. Back here, though, Mercado to the inside on Romano. He'll get to the inside on Higginbotham as well. Higginbotham will be free and clear, and it looks like Romano barely going to beat out Mercado back to the line. Ryan McClurg in the 10th spot will get the final point. Adam Williams with a stage win. And Fontaine with a pair of second-place finishes in the stages. Taking a look at the race data, lap 88 right now, so just over halfway. Right now, Romano listed as the leader, but he had to go down pit road before pit road was open, so he'll be falling to the tail end of the longest line. And relinquishing the lead to the driver who's led the most laps tonight so far in Adam Williams. Lights off on the pace car, so next time by, we'll be back under the green flag for the final stage of the race tonight. Pace car is going to dive down pit road this time by. There it goes. The field back in the hands of the 54 of Adam Williams, your two-time winner here. Into the restart zone we go. And ripping away on the bottom. Ooh, loose for Fontaine. Few people getting... Few people getting some issues there. Higginbotham and Bell both getting involved in an incident. The nose of the 45 caved in. We saw Raymond Bell spinning once again there. Fontaine gets loose. Ooh, Helsel gets spun as well through the grass. Didn't see that before. Nose damage there for the 5 as well, because he ran into the back of the 97. Let's see if we can go back and figure out what happened to Higginbotham, because I didn't see exactly what happened to the 45. I'm guessing part of the checkup. Yeah, part of that same checkup. Yeah, off the nose of the 07. Looks like slight damage to that left side for the 45. And then Bell. Almost gets hit there. Tagged by the 24. But just got loose trying to avoid contact with Higginbotham. Lights off on the pace car here once again. Take a look at the back bumper of Andrews. He was kind of involved in that incident. He looks like he's okay for the 97. Pace car diving off. Back in the hands of Adam Williams. Back down to the restart zone we go. And a great jump on the inside once again. As Williams rips away. Mason Tomlinson will get by McClurg on the inside. Fontaine looking to get by as well. And he'll clear. Andrews and Mercado side by side for the 5th spot. And looks like Andrews going to make the pass happen for P5. '07 of Ryan Koch. Going to go to the high side here is Ryan McClurg on the inside in the 43. Wasn't able to get to that quarter panel. He'll be sitting in 8th position right now as McClurg has Josh Hawk looking around the outside in the 69. Helsel actually got to the inside on Hawk, and he will clear quickly for 9th. Helsel looking to charge back up towards the front of the field after that incident. Fastest lap of the race going to Bryce Fontaine. Not this lap, but the lap before. He ran a 29. I think it was a 29.95. That indeed it was. 29.95, the only sub 30 we've seen so far. And the caution's out as McClurg goes around. Ryan McClurg. And Raymond Bell also spun around there. See if we can figure out. Helsel to the inside. Tags the left rear quarter panel of the 43. Meanwhile, same time, the 26 was going around. Ryan McClurg actually did a good job of getting it going again. But Raymond Bell, trouble continuing for the 26 here tonight. Let's see, Vadnais on the inside, tagging Bell. Bell goes around, hard shot to the right side. And Biddy getting some big time damage on the right front of his car as well. You see the fender gone on that 26 car. Multiple people coming down pit road here. Handful of cautions the last couple of laps. Next time around, we'll tick over into triple digits on lap 100. Meaning 35 to go in the event. And Adam Williams continuing to lead the way. We're going to take a short break here. We'll just kind of watch the cars drive around here. All right, we are back. We're back to double file. Adam Williams and Mason Tomlinson on the inside row. Or the front row. Back down into the restart zone we go, and Adam Williams will rip away, and Fontaine will follow him. May not be fully clear. Looks like he does get clear down here into turn 1 and 2. And Andrews looking to follow the front 2 runners through on the inside as well. Mason able to stay in that 3rd spot, looking to challenge Fontaine for 2nd once again, as Nolan McClurg goes around the outside on Andrews as well. Nolan will get clear on Andrews. And Fontaine will fall back to 3rd as Mason Tomlinson moves up to 2nd. Still a great battle going on here for 2nd as Fontaine looks to challenge back on the inside. They'll run up the track a little bit. And now seems like as good a time as any to crank it up. Caution once again. This time Vadnais is involved. Ryan McClurg might have been involved in that one as well. Just the 2. Hard shot to the right rear for Vadnais. See if we can figure out. I kind of want to look at this again. All of a sudden the 24 was there and the so damage for the 24. Looks like everybody coming down pit road. So we'll step away once again. We'll be right back as these guys will pace around here for the next couple of laps. We'll be right back for the restart. All right, back into the restart zone we go. Adam Williams with control once again. The green flag flies with 26 to go here in the Quaker State 200. Troy Burke up to P4. Right now, Paul Jr. into the wall behind Chris Romano. And he's going to slide in behind Nolan McClurg. Side by side with Nolan McClurg now. Looks like the 6 has a little better exit out of 4 this time around, and he will clear. And that'll put Mercado to the outside on the 38. Tomlinson charging back through the field as he's back up to the 10th spot. Burke through the grass there. he'll fall back to 19th. A lot of moving parts here in the mid-pack once again. Ryan Koch is on the inside as Tomlinson will get by him. Ryan McClurg side by side with Walsh and comes up in front. And no! Walsh! That's a great save. He got off the nose of Helsel, and he lost a ton of time, but keeps the car relatively clean for the circumstances. Heck of a save from the 83. Like I said, the mid-pack is just crazy right now. These guys all jockeying for position, trying to find their way ahead of everybody else, and Ryan McClurg will get by Ryan Koch. Bit of a crossover there for Koch in the 07. Nolan McClure going to be side by side with Mercado for that 5th spot. These guys are still going to be door to door on the front straightaway. Tomlinson going to be looking to get by both of these guys. He'll continue to slot in behind Mercado right now in that 7th spot. And Tomlinson now to the inside on Mercado. He'll get by. Back up to P6 for the 4 car. Thought the gap was closer. But Adam Williams still does lead with 16 to go. Looking to become our 2nd 3-time winner on the season. And he's led a lot of laps here tonight as well. The top 3, though, have kind of charged away from the rest of the field. Williams, Fontaine, and Andrews all within a second of each other. But the next closest, Romano. Another 1.5 seconds behind these guys. And the craziness that has been going on in that mid-pack as well. Mercado and Paul Jr. nose to tail. Looks like they were able to figure this section of the mid-pack out. And it seems like it's starting to smooth out everywhere. Close battle here between Higginbotham and Hawk for P11. And those two are closing in on Tyler Helsel as well. It's like Hawk's going to look to the inside. Doesn't have exit speed enough to get alongside Higginbotham. Nolan McClurg looking to get by Romano for that 4th spot. And there goes Nolan McClurg to the inside on Romano. Great run down the front straightaway for Romano. He'll be able to hold the right rear quarter panel. Potentially, nope, never mind. He is clear. Eight to go here. Taking a look at the bracket right now. Chris Romano leading Ryan McClurg in one of those bracket battles. Ryan McClurg right now sitting in the 16th spot. So if Romano stays clean, he should have the win there. We already talked about Fontaine. He is free and clear as Hebert exited on lap 55. Chris Walsh and Tyler Helsel right now. Helsel sits in 10th. Chris Walsh closing in, only 2 spots back here with 7 to go. That's going to be one to watch for the in-season tournament. Jack Andrews and Paul Jr. Right now, Jack Andrews sits in 3rd. Free and clear ahead of Paul Jr., who's still mired back here on the backside of the top 10, sitting in 8th right now. Can't seem to get by the group that's in front of him. And a long way to go to Andrews anyway with 6 to go. Next one is Nolan McClurg versus Josh Hawk. Nolan leading this group here in that 4th position. And Josh Hawk back here in the 13th spot. He's back a ways away from that battle. Looks like that one's going to go the way of Nolan McClurg. Adam Williams, a free pass here with 5 to go, as Mike Fahey did not make the race tonight. So he'll be moving on to Chicago Street Course. Jose Mercado right now sits in 7th as he's battling teammate Ty Higginbotham. So Jose in 7th. Higginbotham just fell back to the 12th spot as he is still side by side with Chris Walsh, who's moved up to the 11th spot. Now the immediate car in front of him is Helsel. That is a battle for the in-season tournament, so that'll be one to watch here with 4 to go. And the last one between Gregory Vadnais and Raymond Bell. Vadnais going to be good to go as Bell exited the race early tonight as well. So he is free and clear into the next round, battling the winner of Jose Mercado and Higginbotham. Walsh and Helsel still battling it out. But 2 to go here from Kentucky as Adam Williams continues to lead the way. Decent gap between himself and Fountaine under attack here from Andrews. Pole sitter wants to get back to the top 2 at the very least. This time by white flag for Adam Williams. Take a peek back here for the battle between Helsel and Walsh. Right now, Helsel still has that advantage. Last time down here into turns 3 and 4 for Adam Williams. He is going to be free and clear as he comes off of turn 4. A 3-time winner for Adam Williams. And Helsel was able to hold off Chris Walsh. So Helsel will move on to the next round in the in-season tournament. And there goes the engine. And we will go over the race results. As Adam Williams gets the win here at Kentucky, Bryce Fountaine on the second step of the podium, and Jack Andrews concluding the podium. Nolan McClurg sits in 4th, with Chris Romano finishing in 5th and rounding out that top 5. Jose Mercado does finish 6th, with Mason Tomlinson in the 4 finishing in 7th. Paul Jr. 8th. Ryan Koch in the 07 finishes 9th, and Tyler Helsel rounding out the top 10. Chris Walsh 1 spot short from being able to move on in the in-season tournament. Will finish in 11th tonight, with Josh Hawk in the 69 finishing in 12th. Ty Higginbotham finishes 13th. Ryan McClurg in 14th. Justin Lanier rounding out the top 15. Corey Rayner brings it home in 16th. Troy Burke in 17th. Gregory Vadney in 18th. And finishing it out, Brandon Biddy in 19th. Then Raymond Bell, Joseph Hebert, and C.D. Mangrum all having issues tonight, finishing in 20th, 21st, and 22nd, respectively. All right, let's start the conversation off with our third place finisher, Jack Andrews, in the number 97. Started on the pole tonight, fell back early, but was able to find some speed late in the race. How you feeling after the third place finish here tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I never driven this track until today, so was quite surprised with qualifying, but we'll take that. And yeah, in the race, at the start of the race, I just fell back because I wasn't going to push hard. I just wanted to follow some people and learn what their lines were and what worked and what didn't work.
And tire conservation is always important at the track like this as well, especially with the weird layout with turns 3 and 4, with with the flatter surface compared to turns 1 and 2. How did you feel riding in the you were in the top 5 for pretty much most of the race? How did you feel battling it out there at the end there though with Fontaine for second?
Yeah, it was good. It was quite difficult to pass. Like for most of the race, really, it was quite hard to pass with the dirty air, and it was a little bit of a struggle. And I got worried at the start of the race when I got caught in the pits when that first caution came out. So that was a bit scary there, but we managed to get back on the lead lap there and work our way forward. But yeah, dirty air was a big thing, and it was quite frustrating at times. But overall, it was a fun race.
Yeah, and I will say you did move on in your bracket, so you're going to be moving on to the Chicago Street Course for the in-season tournament, so congratulations on advancing there. And a good podium finish will put you in a good position with the points. And next week we go to Charlotte. How you feeling about Charlotte with the quad oval?
I'm a bit of a fan of Charlotte. I do like that place. Not so much in the Cup car. I more like it in the Xfinity car, but we'll still take it. It's a nice track, but I have a feeling that the fixed setup may be interesting to drive on, but we're going to just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, anybody you'd like to shout out, Jack, before we let you go?
Just a big shout out to you, obviously doing the broadcast. The Eternal guys for putting on the series, and all the other guys that show up each week to race. It's always a fun little race, even if it doesn't go my way, which it hasn't the last couple rounds. It's still fun to race in, so I still really enjoy it.
All right, Jack. Well, congratulations on the top 3 and advance into the next round. We'll catch you next week at Charlotte. And that is Jack Andrews in the number 97. Next up, we are going to have our second place finisher. You just feel like the bridesmaid here tonight. Second in both stages, Bryce, and second in the race. How you feeling though after the race tonight?
Solid points day. Can't really complain. I mean, when those guys like Adam and Dylan are in here, and Tyler too, I don't really expect to win any of these races. I don't ever count myself out, but those guys are really quick. I mean, even Jack as well. He's shown leaps of improvement as well. I know he's not the most familiar with this car, but I mean, I'll take it. Kentucky is a track that not a lot of leagues really run anymore. It's kind of a niche track, and that's why I picked it. So like P2. Like I said, both the stages and the finish, and I think I still did walk away with the fastest lap. So that's a great points day that I am never going to complain about.
You did walk away with the fastest lap. The only person to get under that 30-second mark as well, 29.95. So a blazing lap there during the race. I don't think anybody was even able to get under that in the practice session beforehand either. So I'm guessing cooler temps with the nighttime transition helped with that.
Yeah, cooler temps, 2 tires, and then really just the draft. The track position here was so important just with how tight it was. The track was a cool track temp. The tires didn't really fall off that much. I mean, there definitely was fall off, but track position and clean air was just more important than the extra 3 or 4% that a guy may or may not be able to save. So being up towards the front, having enough clean air to work with, and still getting a little bit of that draft was key tonight. And yeah, I mean, Adam is proved that he's class of the field, and just learn a lot kind of riding behind guys like that and just trying to find it. The only caveat is when you do run behind guys like that, they know how to manipulate the air and make your life a little bit difficult. Adam was doing his part, and we were talking about it there towards the end. It felt decent in 1 and 2, but I had to enter the corner so much lower than him just to wrap the bottom and get that air on the nose that it kind of tightened up towards the end of the corner. But I mean, that's again exactly what Adam should be doing from the lead. And 3 and 4 was just tricky. You kind of had to pick and choose. Do I want to gain the time here on entry, or do I want to gain it on exit? And if somebody could get to that right rear, more than likely they were going to make the pass. So that's what I was trying to fight for there at the end, Jack. I think he took 4, and I know he was closing up on us pretty good. And I just wanted to save that right rear. And 2 or 3 more laps, he may have had me, but I was able to hold on to it. So no complaints there.
Yep, and you're advancing in the bracket as well as your opponent had some issues there. Lap 55, Joseph Hebert went out with the incident. I believe that was with Vadnais he had made contact with. But so advancing to the Chicago Street Course in the in-season tournament. So congratulations on that as well. So how you feeling about your chances in the next round?
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure. Road courses, we call it, wow, English is hard. We kind of saw at the road courses, who some of the top guys were, and luckily I think I would kind of put myself in that category. Chicago Street though is definitely a different beast, so that's going to be kind of another track where track position is going to be important, not so much for dirty air or anything like that, but just kind of survival, right? I mean, if there's an incident, there's not a lot of places to go at Chicago Street Course, so if you find yourself getting caught up in something, more than likely with how strong those walls are, that's going to be your night over. But feeling pretty good. If nothing else, I'll have a blast at the road courses. I love the road courses, so it'll be fun regardless. We'll just hope that we can move on. I don't know who I've got, if it's going to be Chris or Ryan. I didn't see who finished there, but either way, I'm excited to move on to the next round and try to win some cash.
That'll be Chris Romano advancing against you. So it'll be you versus the 51 in that one. And then next week we go to Charlotte for the next race. How you feeling about Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte's tricky in these cars. The setup can be very, very tight. And that's, I don't know. I don't think I've raced Charlotte since the new update as well, or newer update rather, which makes it even tighter. Tires are definitely going to play a factor there, but maybe not in the way that some people are thinking. But Charlotte's a fun track. It's going to be our longest race of the season with 200 laps as well, so that's going to be something that may play a factor. Running just a little bit longer, having to stay focused, less mistakes, and yeah, that's going to be the name of the game. I luckily I had that little incident there on I think it was the first restart after the second stage, and the guys did a hell of a job behind me, not killing me. I know there was a couple guys that did get involved in that, but selfishly, I was able to walk away with it with a 0x and no damage, so I'll take it. And again, those are the kind of mistakes that make or break people's races. So that's going to be another name of the game at Charlotte with the 200 laps there.
All right, Bryce. Anybody you would like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you, of course, for doing the broadcast for us every week, especially doing up there solo. I know it takes a lot, and sometimes it can get redundant. Hopefully, we're making it exciting enough for you. Shout out to all the drivers, of course, that show up and participate. If there are no drivers, obviously there's no league, so guys showing up each and every week racing, and whether it's just for the money or for fun, whatever the case is, again, it takes people to race. So shout out to all the guys on track. Shout out to all the guys over at Eternal Racing: Colby, Adam, Ryan, Ray. Garrett too helps a lot. So shout out to all those guys. Of course, shout out to Triple Cent Racing Gloves for hopping on the car, as well as iStats and P1 Docs. And then, of course, the biggest shout out of all, I got to give a huge shout out to my incredible wife, who allows me the time to do this, as well as my son. That's what I do it for now. So it's extra little motivation there having him around.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the top two and advancing in the in-season tournament. We'll catch you in a week's time.
Yeah, no problem. Look forward to hearing this interview with Adam. Should be an interesting one.
And to conclude it, we've got Adam Williams, another race win under your belt. That's 3 for you so far, Adam. And advance. Oh, is it 4?
4. Yeah.
Oh, is it 4? Okay, I thought it was 3. My bad. So it's 4. Adam, though, how you feeling after another race win, this one at Kentucky, and advancing your way into the next round of the in-season tournament as well?
Oh, we feel wonderful. We had no reason to show up today, but that's okay. Mike did not show up.
Mike?
Kind of disappointing.
Oh, because of Mike Fahey not showing up. Yeah, I mean, hey, one lap is all you needed to do it. So you got yourself into the Chicago Street Course in a couple of weeks. How you feeling about your chances at the Street Course?
You don't even need to ask, man. It's a road course. Only thing is, Jack's pretty good on the road, so we'll see. I'm excited.
Let's see. You will be up against Nolan McClurg in that race. So
Who?
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
Exactly.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, the number 6 car.
Oh, I saw him. I passed him.
You did. And you led a lot of laps tonight as well. How important was the track position for you?
More important than tires. Like, you probably could have won the race not pitting on the last stage, the last caution, because it was that important.
Wow.
It was impossible to pass.
It seemed that way. It definitely did. It seemed like the only way to pass was just to get to the right rear quarter panel of somebody, or left rear, I suppose, as well. As long as you had the speed to get off the corner, it was the most important thing. But yeah, next week we go to Charlotte for 200 laps. Are you you sticking around for that one as well? You going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. I don't know about Charlotte. I don't think I've ever done an oval race at Charlotte, so we'll see.
All right.
It can't be that hard. It's a mile and a half, so.
It is a mile and a half, that's for sure. But all right, Adam, anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I like to shout out Bryce, Ice, of course. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well,
Hayden Deegan, we'll put him in there too.
Hayden
He's the
Deegan.
goat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adam, we'll catch you next week at Charlotte then. Congratulations on another victory, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's going to do it here from ERC NASCAR. Another race win under the belt for Adam Williams, and another good finish all around for a lot of the drivers here. Some names at the top of the running order that I haven't seen up there in a little bit, like Nolan McClurg, Chris Romano. He's shown some speed, but another top 5 here for him. Jose Mercado in the 6th spot, so good showings for those guys. And yeah, we will be back next week for the longest race of the season and a grueler at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 200-lap event there. We will see you in 1 week's time for that event. We'll catch you on the flip.
Bye.